why on earth would you leave Hawaii?
Price out of paradise. That's what it is. You know, price out of paradise, and
I get it.
You gotta move to a cheaper state.
We're fixing to get you priced back in Hawaii.
Yeah. You're gonna go back
Any
in.
chance, move back.
You shouldn't have to be a star to afford a home in Hawaii, but that's the way it's looking for more and more Hawaii residents. It's a different show for wealthy celebrities wanting a home in Hawaii. This is Oprah's mansion on the island of Maui. It's a pretty nice mansion, and good for her. I'm glad she's achieved all that she has. But there's this weird phenomenon with mansions in Hawaii. Mansions are easy to build, but lower price homes are hard to build. So why is that? Well, it's because of Hawaii regulations. Let's say you want to build a neighborhood and you want to keep the price of the homes low. So you've got to build a bunch of homes close together to help save on costs, right? But with this type of housing where people live close together, it has to be built in the urban zone according to Hawaii law, since it's more than one house on 1 acre. Now look at Oprah's house. It's one house on 1 acre, and that fits neatly in the definition of agricultural zoning. And she farms the land, or at least her workers do, so technically it's a farm, but it's also a mansion. And what if we could create a community on that type of property instead? This idea wouldn't affect the environment or affect the aquifers or any conservation lands at all. And it wouldn't create densely populated communities. It would just simply build a bit more housing, and that could help bring down home prices.
Having to work 2 or 3 jobs to take care of their family, I used to do that at home. And I said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm getting older, so I do feel for the Hawaii people, and I do see a lot of people leaving Hawaii because it's just not affordable.
Now, home builders want to build housing for the middle income population. Often they have to beg the state to change their zoning, and in the end, their projects often get denied. So they just end up building mansions instead. Now, it might be easy to rezone the land, but that requires a public hearing. When people try to build a home, they often ask the county or the state to change the zoning from agricultural to urban. And that sometimes means even more public hearings. And public hearings bring out a crowd of neighbors who often oppose the project. So often these projects get killed at the hearing process.
Because we have to go through this discretionary permit, you say, permitting process, is you say, okay, what's the path of least resistance for the landowner or an investor? And since it's zoned ag, you can go build a mansion tomorrow. You can go get building permits, and you don't have to get any discretionary permits. You don't have to get anybody's opinion. You don't have to do public hearings. You don't have to do community outreach. You can just go get a permit and go build a mansion.
People think that you make more money building mansions. No, the opposite's true. You make more money building low-priced housing. Imagine a community of 20 housing units on an acre. And if each house costs $500,000, that could bring in $10 million. Whereas building one home on that acre might only bring in $5 million.
If the government really wants more housing, they either have to make it more cost effective or make it easier.
I don't think I could ever afford it to come back home and actually live there again, like looking at the rising costs in Hawaii. And I don't think I could find a job that I could afford to keep me and my family in Hawaii with, like $2 million houses. There's no way I'd be able to afford that. For more information and how you can be part of the solution to help make Hawaii a more affordable place to live, go to grassrootinstitute.org. And if you have a story to tell us about how difficult it is to stay in Hawaii because of the home prices and the overall high cost of living, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and to find out when we'll make another video, be sure to subscribe.